So guys, we are discussing that we need these 7 applications and services for our upcoming project, and we are having 3 different ways to complete this project. So the traditional way, virtualization and cloud computing. The traditional way, we use the 1:1 ratio. If you are having 100 applications, you need the 100 servers. Then we have seen the reason also why we need 100 servers here for 100 application, because we need to provide a separate operating system for separate application. Okay, that is why we are using this 1:1 ratio. And it is this 1:1 ratio, it is having some drawbacks, like it required power here. Okay, huge power consumption is there. It required large space, and you need to have huge manpower also, and it will consume a lot of money as well. So, and it is utilizing only 10 to 20% of resources. So we need a different solution. Okay, the solution should be like we need to run multiple operating systems on the same physical server at the same time. So to overcome the drawbacks caused by the traditional data center, we need a solution that allows us to run multiple operating system on one physical server. So what is that solution? The solution is virtualization. All right, so let us see. Any doubt? Right, let me open the page. Okay, so virtualization is the solution. So guys, let us try to understand what is virtualization. So virtualization, it is a technology that allows a single physical server to run multiple operating systems at the same time. So in the traditional data centers or the traditional way, you can take the physical server and you can run only one operating system at the same time. Okay, at the same time, you can run only one operating system. Okay, then you will install the application on the top of this operating system. But with virtualization, you will take the physical server, then you will have the virtualization software. On the top of this virtualization software, you will create multiple virtual machines. In this example, 6 virtual machines are created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 virtual machines are created. What is virtual machine here? Virtual machine is a software computer. It will act like a physical machine. So we are having 6 virtual machines. Okay, in these 6 virtual machines, we install the operating system. Like we install the operating system on the physical server, the same way we install the operating system on these virtual machines as well. On the top of this operating system, you will install the application. So if you see these 6 virtual machines, they are having their own operating systems, and each application is installed on a separate operating system. So in these examples, if you observe here, all the applications are getting a separate operating system or not? All the applications, they are getting the separate operating system or not?
Yes.
Okay. So virtualization is solving the problem. So it is a technology that allows a single physical server to run multiple operating system at the same time, guys. Okay. And virtualization also ensures the maximum resource utilization of physical server. In 1:1 ratio, we were able to utilize only up to 20% of its resources. So if you run multiple applications on one physical machine, it will ensure the virtualization. It will ensure that it is fully utilizing the resources. You can utilize up to 100% of its resources as well. This is the advantage. Okay. So guys, let us see the virtualization history. Virtualization was first implemented in 1960s by IBM. Okay, but this virtualization technology, it was developed only for the mainframe computers. If you see, they are very big. Okay, it required a big room to get installed. So mainframe computers are very big and they are very expensive as well. And guys, let us say we are having 100 applications. Okay, and will it be very expensive or not to purchase 100 mainframe computers?
Yes.
Okay, that is why IBM has developed this virtualization technology, so it can run multiple applications on one mainframe computers simultaneously. So we cannot afford to install only one application on one mainframe computer. For better utilization of mainframe computers, virtualization technology was developed. Okay, so IBM has released an operating system called CP/CMS for virtualization in 1960. Then in 1970, it has released another operating system called VM. So guys, you might be wondering, if this virtualization technology has been there since 1960s, why we are adopting it now? Let us try to understand the reason. The reason is this virtualization technology was developed only for the mainframe computers. It was not developed for this x86 this server. So whatever the servers we are using, they are having the x86 architecture, which is completely different from the mainframe architecture. Okay, so the virtualization was developed only for the mainframe architecture. It was not developed for x86 architecture. This was the reason. So today's computers like rack server is based on x86 architecture, and we cannot use the mainframe virtualization software on x86 based computers. Okay, so it was developed only for the mainframe computers. This was the reason. Okay, we we were unable to use the virtualization technology for this x86 architecture. So guys, it is like we cannot install the iPhone applications on Nokia's 3310. Okay, so the same way we cannot use the mainframe virtualization technology on the x86 architecture. So the same way we cannot use them. And guys, VMware, okay, VMware was the first company to pioneer the virtualization for x86 platform. So this VMware, it is not a software, guys. Most of the students think VMware is a software. VMware is a company like Microsoft, Google, etc. So VMware, it is a company and it has developed the virtualization software. It is the first company to develop the virtualization software for x86 platform in 1990s. So it is addressing the underutilization and other related issues as well. Now, so that software, the virtualization software is known as hypervisor. So hypervisors are used to virtualize the hardware. If you see, we have this hardware. On the top of this hardware, we need to install the virtualization software, and that virtualization software is known as hypervisor. Remember the terminologies. So hypervisor is used to virtualize your x86 architecture. So hypervisor, it is a virtualization software. It is installed on the top of the physical server, and with the help of hypervisor we can create. Okay, this is the reason. Okay, this is the software or hypervisor which allows us to create the multiple virtual machines on one physical machine. So with the help of hypervisor we can create multiple virtual machines and run multiple operating systems at the same time. Then guys, we have two types of hypervisors, type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor. So let us see the difference between type 1 and type 2 hypervisor. So guys, type 1 hypervisor, if you see here, you will have the hardware. On the top of the hardware, you will run the hypervisor. Then you will create the different virtual machines. So this type 1 hypervisor is sitting directly on the physical hardware, and it is also known as bare metal software. Okay, this is the type 1 hyper. Type 1 hypervisor runs directly on the hardware, and we have different type 1 hypervisors available in market. Like Oracle has Oracle VM, Microsoft has Microsoft Hyper-V, then VMware has ESXi. The hypervisor name of VMware is ESXi, and this is the software that virtualize your x86 architecture. Okay, if you are using VMware. And guys, AWS has Nitro hypervisor. Okay, and what is this type 2 hypervisor? Type this type 1 hypervisor is recommended. Okay, we use type 1 hypervisor only in our enterprise networks. We don't use the type 2 hypervisor. Let us see the reason. So type 2 hypervisor runs on the operating system. So guys, You will take the hardware, then you will install the operating system on this hardware like Windows 10. Okay, then you will install the hypervisor, then you will create the virtual machine. So between hardware and hypervisor, you should have the operating system like Windows 10, Windows 11, etc. So guys, it is very slow. The first point about hypervisor 2 is it is very slow because there is a mediator between hypervisor and hardware, and it is not secured also, and it is used only for the testing purpose. Okay, we don't use the type 2 hypervisor in the enterprise networks. It is used for testing purpose, and I use this type 2 hypervisor for taking my classes as well, virtualization classes and Windows Server classes, but it is not recommended at all in your enterprise network. So ignore the type 2 hypervisor. So type 1 hypervisor is it is running on the hardware directly, and it is very fast and it is very secured also. So virtualization, as we have discussed, it will allow multiple operating systems to run one physical server on premises data center. So guys, on premises, on prem, this is very important terminology. You need to remember and you need to understand the meaning of on prem or on premises. On premises in the sense in your organization, you will have a separate room for your servers and networking devices. Okay, in that room, what you will do, you will install the different racks and you will connect these racks and you will have the devices like servers, routers, switches, etc. So whatever the, okay, and it is known as data center. So this data center in your building, in your organization building, it is known as on-premises data center. Okay, so virtualization allows running multiple operating system on one physical server in your on-premises data center. Okay, and guys, after that, okay, this is your on-premises data center, and you have virtualized this data center. So after adding some features like self-service portal, automated management to okay set up this transform into private cloud. So when you virtualize your on-premises data center and you will have some services like self-service portal and automated management, what it will do, it will make your on-premises data center virtual cloud. Oh, sorry guys, private cloud. Okay, not virtual cloud, it is known as private cloud. Okay, so to make any data center cloud, you should virtualize. Okay, virtualization is the primary thing you need to do to make any data center cloud. So you will virtualize your data center and you will have some other services, and it is known as what, guys? What is it known as if you are virtualizing your on-premises data center?
Private cloud.
It is known as private cloud. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, anyone, what is the meaning of private cloud here?
On-premises data center.
On virtualizing your on-premises data center with different services, it will make your private cloud. Guys, on-premises data center, okay, it is not a private cloud until it is virtualized and it is having some different services. If you are virtualizing your on-premises data center, then only it will become the private cloud. Remember this point. If you are using the traditional data center where there is no virtualization, then it is not a private cloud. Clear? Getting the point or not, guys?
Yes.
So what is private cloud here?
Virtualizing on-premises data center.
Very good. With different services like self-porter services, and it is known as what? Private cloud. Very good. Okay. So still, guys, if you are using the virtualization, we are having these advantages over the traditional method. Okay. It requires fewer physical servers, switches, cabling when compared to the traditional method, and it required less space to install the servers and networking devices. And if you have fewer servers, you need fewer number of ACs as well. Then less power consumption will be there. After that, you need to manage the less manpower as well. Okay, in short, virtual data centers save a lot of money. Okay, and it will utilize the resources from 80 to 100%. So it is utilizing the resources as well, and it is saving your money also. Okay, but what are the limitations of virtualization, guys? So if you remember, okay, we are reducing the number of devices. Let us say with 1:1 ratio, we were using 100 physical servers. Now, let us say we are using 10 physical servers. It has reduced the number of physical servers, right? It has reduced the number of physical servers or not?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but still we need to manage these 10 servers or not? Is it our responsibility to manage these 10 servers? Even the data center is virtualized. It is our responsibility to manage the devices and data centers.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the limitation, you can say. Virtualization reduces the need of extensive physical server and hardware, and it is minimizing the concerns related to space, air conditioning, power consumption, and manpower. However, it does not eliminate the management of on-premises data center entirely. Still, we need to manage our data centers. So even with virtualization, ongoing maintenance is required. Expenses are incurred in managing the on-premises data center. So what is the solution? The solution is cloud computing. So in cloud computing, what you will do, whatever the services you want, okay, you will take the servers on rent and you will implement or you will install all the services in cloud, and you will access those services from your PC. So when you are dealing with cloud computing, you don't need to manage your own on-premises data center. So in cloud computing, you will utilize the data center of cloud service provider to deploy the virtual machine and install your services, and you will pay as you go. So this is the idea behind the cloud computing. The third solution is all the 7 services you will install in, let us say, the cloud service provider data centers. And how will you access these services? You will access these services from your PC via internet. Okay, and you need to pay, okay, whatever you are using. Let us say you are using these 7 servers only for 1 month. So you will pay only for 1 month only. You don't need to pay, okay, for the entire year or 10 years. Like, clear, guys? Clear, any doubt? So which method is good, guys, to install our all the 7 services? The traditional data center or virtualization or cloud computing? Which is the good solution here?
Cloud.
Pardon?
Cloud.
Cloud.
Cloud computing.
All right.